Hello there. Hi everybody. Welcome to another special live stream. Here we are then. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's nice to see you here. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm in the garden now. It is Monday. We've made it to Monday. I know for some people Monday is not a happy day. I think it would be fair to say that for some people Monday is not a happy day. However, for others it is a very nice day because you can share some time with me talking about the English language. In fact, we can talk about anything really when you think about it. I'm standing in the garden right now. It is a very windy day, I must say. We've had some very strong winds overnight. And well, fortunately all of the trees in the garden are still standing. Nothing has blown over or blown down, so I am pleased to announce that there is no damage in the garden. However, it is still quite windy, as you can see right now. I hope you're feeling good. Yes, it is Monday. We are outside. I'm in the garden. Fortunately, it is not raining. It isn't raining. But where am I? Ah, yes, you are thinking, Mr. Duncan, we can't see you. Where are you? I will show myself to you right now. Oh, there you are. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. Here I am. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. I'm on my mobile phone talking to you. I've decided to come outside for a while. I hope you are feeling good and happy. Oh, we already have a lot of people talking on the live chat. Hello to everyone. Nice to see you here today. I hope you are having a good Monday so far. For many people, it is the worst day of the week. They say we don't like Mondays. However, I don't mind. I think Monday is a good day because it's the start of a new week. You have many new opportunities. The whole week lies ahead of you. What might happen? What possibilities may occur during the next few days? Hello also to everyone who has joined me on the live chat. Hello to everyone. Nice to see you here today. I'm outside, feeling a little bit better today. I wasn't feeling very well yesterday. Thank you for your lovely messages saying we hope you feel better. Your hay fever was quite bad yesterday. Yes, I was feeling pretty awful yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not feel very well at all yesterday. However, today I'm feeling much better, thank you very much. It's not too bad. There are no live captions, there are no subtitles today on the live chat because I'm using my phone today. I'm outside using the mobile phone, and there are some restrictions with that in that you can't have live captions. Hello to Vitas, Valentin, Paloma, nice to see you here. Also Belarusia, nice to see you as well. Thanks a lot for your company. I'm in the garden. You can see behind me, everything is very colourful at the moment. We have lots of green, lots of yellow. You can also see my gazebo as well. If you look behind me, you can see my lovely magic gazebo. That is the thing that keeps me sheltered when I'm doing my outdoor live streams. Can you see it? So there is my lovely gazebo. Still standing. It just goes to show how strong this gazebo actually is. So despite the fact that we had lots of strong wind last night, lots of strong winds and, well, I would describe them as gales, actually. I would say we had gales last night. And despite that, my gazebo is still standing. So congratulations to my gazebo. There are no captions. I can't give you captions because I'm using my mobile phone at the moment. So I'm not using my studio, I'm using my mobile phone. That is the reason why there are no captions at the moment, unfortunately. So that is the reason why there are no captions. However, there is good news. Later, we will have captions later on. So don't panic. Later on, this will have some captions underneath. That is all I'm going to say about that, because we can't have captions on the cell phone. I hope one day YouTube will realise, they will realise that a lot of people like to have English captions. So that's what I'm hoping anyway. What phone are you using? I am using my old iPhone 6S. So you are watching me at the moment on my little iPhone, my iPhone 6S. After all of these years of using my little iPhone, it still works. So I've had this phone for many years and it still works quite well. It still works very well. I will say again, I can't put English subtitles on here because I'm using my mobile phone. Hello to... Oh, Mika is here. Mika, I will say happy birthday to your father. I know how busy you are. Oh, yes, of course. Is it really? Yes, it is Belarusia's father. His birthday. Today? Is that true? Belarusia, is it really your father's birthday today? Ooh, happy birthday to your father. Now, I do remember that your dad has his birthday in July. Now, I always thought it was later. I always thought your father's birthday was late July. So that's great. Saska says, yeah, I also use a wonderful iPhone 6S. I know, I love this phone. I know I've talked about this before, and I'm not here promoting Apple products, but can I just say, the iPhone 6S is one of the most amazing little portable devices that's ever existed. I absolutely love this phone. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't updated this phone. The reason why I haven't updated or changed this phone is because it's amazing. I love it. And you can see me now talking to you live on what is basically the oldest available Apple iPhone. It really is. I love it. I love it to pieces. However, there is always a downside to these things. Have you noticed? The captions are not on because I'm on my mobile phone. That is why there are no captions at the moment, because I'm using my mobile phone. Unfortunately, next year, this particular phone might, now this is just a rumour at the moment, might stop having Apple updates. I feel a little worried about that because I absolutely love my little iPhone 6S. I think it's a lovely little device. It has a very nice front camera. It has a very good rear camera. It has excellent stability when you are video filming. So if you use the video camera, the big video camera on the actual front, or some people say the back, I always think the front of the camera or the front of the phone is the thing that faces away from you, not the screen. However, some people say that that is the back. So it's a little confusing. Anyway, apparently next year they think that the iPhone 6S is going to lose its updates and support. So I really hope not, because I absolutely love this device. It does everything I want it to do, even though it's old. You see, sometimes old things, things that are old and worn out, they can be very useful. Apparently, yes, the iPhone 6s will be upgraded to iOS 14. However, there are already reports that the iPhone 6s cannot really handle iOS 14. They are saying that it struggles to actually work. So we will have to wait and see. I don't want to buy a new phone, to be honest. I really don't want a new iPhone because I love this one. I don't want to change this. It's great. I love my little iPhone 6s. So please, if anyone from Apple is watching at the moment, can you please make sure that you keep updating the iPhone 6s? Can you please do that? Can we please still have updates? Even though our phones are old and worn out. Please. Is there something serious wrong with you or your notebook? It is not so comfortable to use a small iPhone for today's live chat. Oh, I see. No, that's okay. I can see. My eyes are not that bad. I'm not going blind just yet. And I also have my reading glasses. So I'm wearing my reading glasses today. But yes, it's very strange that my iPhone, my lovely old iPhone, might start going wrong next year when the updates stop being given to this particular device. Oh, it's not fair. Mr. Duncan, are you a little bit stingy? I can't believe you said that. Me? Stingy? Are you saying that I don't like to spend money? Now, if something works, there is no need to update it. This phone works perfectly, so I love it. It is perfect for what I want. The other thing I like about this phone is that you have a headphone socket. So most smartphones now don't have headphone sockets. You can't plug your headphone in to the phone. And that's something I really love having, because then I can connect all of my professional equipment to this phone. And that is the reason why the sound quality is so good, you see? So the sound quality on here is quite good because I can plug all of my professional equipment into this small phone. However, the modern iPhone does not have a headphone socket or jack, unfortunately, which is annoying. I can't put English subtitles on. I'm very sorry about that at the moment. Later on, this will have captions, okay? The reason why I'm doing this is because July is a special month. I am celebrating 4 years of doing this on YouTube. Live streaming for 4 years. Hello to Sahil Singh. Hello to you as well. Yes, I really do love my little phone. Even though it's old, I love this phone so much. I wish I could marry my little iPhone. It is my constant companion, especially when I'm doing my live streams. This phone comes everywhere with me. It really does. Hello. Oh, apparently in Lithuania we have a day off because it is State Day. Oh, okay then. At 9 p.m, Lithuanians all over the world will sing the anthem. Very good, congratulations, and I hope you have a good party. I hope you have a good celebration later today. Hello, Mr. Duncan, how are you? You seem so happy. I feel happy because I feel better. Yesterday, can I just say, yesterday I felt so ill. I can't begin to tell you how unwell I felt. So yesterday I had hay fever, but also I took some medicine, and that really made me feel bad. It really did. I felt dreadful. My head was spinning. I felt really sleepy, but today I feel much better. Thank you very much for your good wishes. Belarusia says the sound is absolutely perfect. Well, that's because I'm using all of my professional equipment. So that's the good thing. I can plug all of my lovely professional equipment into this small phone. As you can see, it's very windy at the moment. Mr. Duncan, you are a famous man, apparently. Am I really? Am I famous? I never think of myself as famous. Never. Unlike some YouTubers, some people on YouTube, they like to enjoy their fame, but I don't think I'm famous. I never think of myself as famous. I'm just a guy who likes talking about the English language, and I happen to do it here on the internet. And that's it really, to be honest. Mr. Duncan, I have bought an English grammar book. He is an English writer, maybe one of the best English books I have ever seen. Please tell me your opinion. Well, I don't know of the book, so I'm not aware of the book. And because of that, I can't really make a comment. So I would love to make a comment, but I don't know the book, unfortunately. Diana Romano, I am happy to be here. I have been in Ecuador and Peru. I hope to visit Mexico one day. Oh, I see. Mexico is a very long way. I'm not sure if I could go on a plane now and spend 12 or 13 hours flying in a plane. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just too old. Perhaps that's the reason why. Maybe. Congratulations for 4 years. I think you mean 4 years, not 4 eyes. 4 years. Yes, I've been doing this for nearly 4 years, live streams, 4 years, but teaching on YouTube, teaching English on YouTube, I've been doing this for nearly 14 years. What is the difference between soup and broth? Thank you, Randa Saber. Broth is normally very thin. It's almost like water. So broth is normally something that's very watery. Broth. Soup is normally quite thick. It normally has lots of vegetables or things that make it very thick. So there is a difference between soup and broth. Broth is normally, it's almost like water, but quite often it is flavoured with vegetables or maybe things that you have left over. I suppose another word you could use is maybe gruel. I love that word, gruel. Broth. Hello to Alessandra. Why don't you have a vaccine for your hay fever? There is no vaccine for hay fever, unfortunately. So there is no cure for hay fever. There is no vaccine for hay fever, unfortunately. You just have to suffer, I'm afraid, which I was doing yesterday. So there is medicine you can take. So medicine you can take for that thing. But it makes you very sleepy, unfortunately. Everyone talking about food at the moment is making me very hungry, by the way. I'm feeling a little bit hungry. Congratulations on your 4th anniversary of live lessons. Thank you, Jamelia. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much for your lovely wishes. That's very nice. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. hello to... What is the difference between a phrase and a clause? Well, phrase is the actual structure. Clause tend to be the rules of grammar. So something that you have to remember when you are constructing a sentence. So the phrase is made up of words. The clause, quite often, is a rule of English, certain rules that exist in the English language. Some of them are simple, some of them are very complicated. So there are many, many small rules. But listening to English, and this is something I always say, listening to English being spoken is a good way to improve your English. Listening is an amazing thing. It is a very powerful tool. Listening to English being spoken or being used is a great way to improve your understanding of English. Tomek, I will try for the last time. Speaking of your phone, have you heard about the planned obsolescence? Or yes, I think this phone will be obsolete maybe in a couple of years. So that's the reason why I'm a little bit worried. I think maybe this phone in a couple of years will actually be obsolete. So I think they will stop supporting this phone, which is bad news for me because I love this little phone so much. I love it very much. Have you listened to a new song from Vietnam? No, I haven't. I haven't heard any new music from Vietnam. The only music we talk about here in the UK at the moment from your part of the world is actually K-pop. People have gone crazy over K-pop. They love it so much. If you ever go on Twitter and you put anything in their search engine on Twitter, the results always have lots of K-pop videos. Have you noticed that? So the fans of K-pop are actually crazy about that music. They are so crazy, in fact. They like to post their videos everywhere. So if you ever go onto Twitter and put any subject in Twitter, quite often you will see K-pop videos coming up. It's very interesting. This branch, can you see this branch? This branch is trying to hit me on the head. It's very annoying. I hope you are feeling good today. It is a very strange day with the weather. We're having lots of different types of weather. It is windy, so there you can see above, it is quite windy. The trees are blowing. The wind is also blowing. As you can see there, look, that is a very good shot. So there you can definitely see that the wind is blowing quite heavily. What do you call the yellow flowers behind you? Do you know what? I have no idea. Isn't that embarrassing? I have no idea. I don't know. I actually don't know at all what those yellow flowers are called behind me. I have no idea. What a shame. I could have really been an expert there. I could have showed my professionalism by knowing exactly what those flowers are. There, those flowers behind me. I don't know what they are. I have no idea. I didn't know you were on. What a surprise. Thank you, Konstantin. Well, I sometimes like to give you a nice surprise. I hope it is a nice surprise on a Monday. I'm doing some extra live streams today because I want to celebrate the 4 years of doing live streams. On the 15th of July is actually the anniversary. So the 15th of July is the anniversary of my first ever live stream. And on that day, I am going to show you the live stream. The whole live stream I will play. My first ever live stream on YouTube, I will play on the 15th for the 4th anniversary. Some native singers sing on their own, but no one can understand them. Please give them a piece of advice. Oh, I see. I'm not sure. Well, when people sing, I'm always fascinated by the way in which people use their normal voice and their singing voice. Quite often you will find that people have different voices. So when they are talking, they sound very different to when they are singing. And no, I'm not going to sing. Definitely not. I'm not going to sing. You must ask Mr. Steve for the name of the flowers. That is a good idea. Maybe I should ask Steve what the flowers are called. That's a good idea. Maybe I will ask him later. I have a feeling, I think he doesn't know either. Congratulations. Thank you, Rod. Yes, 4 years, almost 4 years I've been doing live streams. I think it's fair to say I was one of the first English teachers to actually start doing regular live streams. I think it's safe to say, I think I started that just like I started the trend of teaching English on YouTube way back in 2006. It's true. I'm not joking. Why can't you sing? Is it your hay fever? No, it's not my hay fever, but I'm just a little bit worried that the neighbours might hear me, you see. The neighbours might hear my terrible singing. Belarusia says my birthday will be on the 18th of July. Oh, okay, so you are also having your birthday in July. It would appear that many people, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, are having their birthdays this month. Another year older. And as you know, it's my birthday next month. Not looking forward to that. I am not looking forward to that. Hello, Partridge. Partridge is very active today. How is can be a verb because it neither denotes an action or verb as well. Well, the existence of something is the thing. So you are actually saying what is. So yes, you can. It is a thing. The actual presence of something or the existence of something. Maybe you are stating a fact as being that thing. It is. London is a beautiful place, yes. Well, is making a statement. You are showing that something is a fact. So stating a fact, stating any fact, something true, something definite, is that thing. When you think about it, it's actually not that complicated. I think using is might be one of the easiest parts of English to understand, to be honest. Aswin says my result, my 10th result, will come on the 15th of July. Oh, I will keep my fingers crossed for that. Is that an exam you are taking? Interesting. Hello also. Sir, do you know Shashi Tharoor? No, I don't. I don't. I'm not aware of that person, but perhaps you can inform us. Maybe you can tell us who that person is. You can tell us who it is. Oh, interesting. Did you see that? The cows suddenly ran across the field in front of me. I was slightly distracted there. This is a beautiful picture. Yes, it is. Thank you very much. It's a little bright behind me. I hope you can see me clearly because it is actually a little bright behind me. So I hope you can actually see my face. Now I thought it was your father's birthday, Belarusia. I thought your father's birthday was also in July. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? Please give me some English subtitles. There are no English subtitles at the moment because I'm outside on my phone. I have come outside on my telephone. Later on there will be captions. I will have captions later on here. You can press again. But at the moment there are no captions on the live stream because I'm using my mobile phone. Use of to have had and to have been. Well, have had, if you have had something, it means that is something you have obtained or had personally, something you have. Whereas, I've lost it now. If you have had something, it means it has come and gone. If you have something, it means it is still there. It is still present. I have had it. So that means I've had it, but now I don't have it. I have had it. I will bake a cake for my father and, with cream and apricots. So it is your father's birthday today. Is it really? I didn't know that. I knew it was your birthday this month, Belarusia. Are you glad with your new phone? This isn't a new phone. Everyone seems to think this is new. This is not a new phone. This is my old iPhone 6S. I don't know why people think it's new because it isn't. It is my old iPhone. And it still works perfectly. It still works very well. Can I say I have had my exams? Yes, you can say I have had my exams. I've had them. That means I have sat my exams already. I have taken my exams. I've had my exams. Now, exams are things that are given for you to take. So you can have your exams. You've had them. You've had your exams. You have sat down, you have taken your exams, you have had them. They have been taken. There are no subtitles today. I should actually be wearing a t-shirt that says this. No captions at the moment because I'm using my mobile phone. It is rather windy outside. Yes, we've had a lot of wind, but fortunately there is no rain. Would you like to have a look behind me? Let's turn around, shall we? Let's have a slightly different view. I hope this works. You see, I have to be careful because if I'm not careful, the wind might blow my phone over. I don't really want to damage my phone, to be honest. You see, this looks easy, but it isn't. It's not as easy as it looks. It looks easy, but I can guarantee now it is not as easy as it looks. It really isn't. Fortunately, there is no rain. Here there is no rain today. That's good. Mr. Duncan, you should have some balloons on your gazebo to celebrate your 4th anniversary. That is a good idea. Yes, I like that. And breaks, then this phone will be useless. Have you ever broken your phone? Have you ever broken the screen on your phone? Fortunately, I've never done it. I've never done it. I've never broken. I've never. Hello to. Sandra says I'm very happy to see you without captions, because that means I can listen to you and see you. And it's also a good way of improving your English as well. Yes, I think so. That's a good thought. I think so. It is a very windy day. The grass looks lovely behind you. Well, as I've mentioned before, Mr. Steve's grass. This is the grass that Steve actually put down many weeks ago. And it looks lovely. I think Steve did such a good job of that. Amazing. I never use captions, Mr. Duncan. Well, some people prefer to use captions and some people prefer not to use captions. So really it's a personal choice. It's a personal choice. Yes, it is definitely a windy day here. Not the greatest of days. It is supposed to be summer right now. Can you believe it? It is supposed to be summer. Please, Mr. Duncan, what is correct as the sentence? He was late for the meeting because he didn't take the bus, the first bus, or he was late for the meeting because he hadn't taken, because he didn't. Well, I would say didn't would be better. But then if you're talking about something that's already happened, or maybe a past event, and something that he actually did not do, then you might say hadn't. So I would say in some situations you might be able to say both, to be honest. I hope I'm not doing your homework for you. I hadn't done it. A bit like your homework. Maybe a person might say, I'm sorry, I haven't done my homework. And the teacher might say, oh, we've noticed he hasn't done his homework. But I would say didn't would be a better answer in your sentence there. Didn't. And I'm losing my voice, by the way. Oh, my nose is suddenly starting to run. How strange. Partridge, please slow down with your messages. Can you please slow down? Can you please give someone else a chance to talk on the live chat? Thank you very much. Last year I was in London and the weather was amazing. I remember last summer we did actually have a very good summer last year. We had some very nice weather. Unfortunately this year, I have to be honest with you, the weather this year is not so good. We're not having very good weather here in the UK. If I hadn't had that sandwich, I would have been very hungry. Yes, if I hadn't had that sandwich. But that's if I had not had it. What do you think about this pandemic? What do I think about the pandemic? Oh dear. Where do I start? Where do you start? I don't even know where to begin talking about that. To be honest with you, I am actually a little bit tired of hearing people talk about it, to be honest. I think most people want to try and forget it at the moment. Boogaran says the second wave is coming. What do you mean by that? Oh, do you mean the second wave of... Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen now? It's a big mystery because most people don't even know what's going on around them. Some people are still staying at home. Some people are now going around, meeting other people. Some people are socializing normally. So it would appear that the message that people are getting now is very mixed. Even I don't really know what the situation is now. It was much easier when we all had to stay at home, because that's a very easy message to understand. Everyone stay at home. However, the message now is very confusing. Some people are staying at home, some people are going to work, some people are going to the pub or the bar or the restaurant. Some people are mixing together in large groups. So what is the message? I don't know what the message is anymore. I think, from my own point of view, I am going to stay safe. So I'm still trying not to mix with other people, or lots of other people. So I'm still trying my best not to get too close to other people, or to become part of a large group of people together, to be honest. Oh, I see. Mr. Duncan, it isn't homework. It is part of the previous Moroccan national exam from last Friday. I asked you because teachers were confused which tense would be better. Yes, well, that's what I just said. So actually, I've said the same thing as your teachers. They are both probably usable. But I think didn't would be better. From my own point, he did not. So he was late because he did not catch the early bus. So yes, I would say didn't. Mr. Duncan, the birds are on the trees due to the strong wind. To be honest with you, there are no birds around here to be seen. I don't know why. The birds at the moment seem very shy. I think it may be because of the wind, you see. Because of the wind, I think so. You make very good company during this bad time we are living, Mr. Duncan. Thank you so much. That's okay. It's all right. I will try to be here, maybe not every day. So, for example, on Saturday I will not be with you, but I will try to be with you every day. So I will do another live stream tomorrow. So I will spend a little bit of time with you in the garden, if the weather is okay. If the weather isn't okay, then we won't. It's as simple as that. Let's move around slightly. Can you see the apples? Wow. Look at the apples on the apple tree. I'm getting tied up. The apples are tying me up. There. We can now see the yellow flowers perfectly. Oh. You can now see the yellow flowers perfectly. At least. I hope you can see them perfectly. Is that better? Okay, there we go. I've changed my position slightly now. I'm now in the sunshine. I'm enjoying the beautiful sunlight. It is now glowing down from the sky. Ultra Instinct. This is calming. Keep it up. I've been here for 1 minute and I'm already relaxed. Good job. Keep it up. It's also a nice hat. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for the compliment on my hat. I hope you succeed. Well, I will try my best to succeed. You know what they say? If at first you don't succeed, keep trying. Try, again. That's what I say anyway. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I just want to tell you that I really like and enjoy yesterday's live stream, as usual. Mauricio, oh, thank you very much. I felt dreadful yesterday. I was really unwell. I had terrible hay fever in the morning, and then in the afternoon I decided to take some medicine for my hay fever. But then I felt awful. I felt really awful. And then I had to stand in front of you and do I had to do a 2-hour live stream, and I felt dreadful. However, here we go. Ah dear, it doesn't take very long, does it? It doesn't take very long. One of the interesting things about doing a live stream is sometimes you can get surprising moments of time. Like just, did you see that? Very interesting. Yesterday's live stream was amazing. I can't believe that you think that, because I felt so terrible yesterday. I really did. I felt really bad. Thank you, Ultra. Oh, Ultra is going to make a donation. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you to say so. Everything I do is for free. Everything I do costs you nothing at all. And that's what I've been doing for the last 14 years. I've been doing this for free. It doesn't cost you anything. I want to know what those flowers are called. Can someone tell me what these flowers are actually called? I want to know. Please take care, Mr. Duncan, or the wind might blow you away. I'm not sure about that. I hope it doesn't. I don't want to be blown away by the wind, definitely. Hello, Mr. Duncan. They are discriminating me because they put me in timeout. Yeah, that was me. I did that. I'm not discriminating against you. I just wanted other people to have a chance to actually say something, you see, on the live chat. You see? So it's not discrimination. It's just fairness. That's what I like to call it. So there you go. Alessandra is here. Oh, hello, Alessandra. Nice to see you here as well. I love seeing some of my regular viewers on here, you see. It doesn't happen very often because I know you all have very busy lives. The world at the moment is so crazy. It is. It is so crazy at the moment. Oh, apparently the yellow flower is Ho Kai in Vietnamese. Yes, I'm going to find out what these flowers are actually called. I'm going to find out. I have lots of books in the house about flowers and nature, so I'm going to try and find out what these flowers are called. I always watch you, but not always live, but I'm still here. Thank you, Alessandra. That's very kind of you. Sometimes I think, you see, I remember many of my viewers from 3 or 4 years ago. Sukat. Who remembers Sukat? I haven't seen Sukat for a long time. Sukat. Le Grand Bleu. Who remembers Le Grand Bleu? He used to be here all the time, but he disappeared as well. Maybe I said something. Maybe I said something to upset him. I think so. Maybe. Maybe. Hello, Mr. Wasp. There is a wasp coming down to say hello. Hello. He's gone. Yes, I know you remember me. I do. I do. It's lovely. I love it when I see names on my live chat that I haven't seen for a long time. I remember Sukat because Sukat has the most amazing garden. She has a beautiful garden. Ultra says, well, if you put it that way, then I won't. Haha, I'm kidding. But the sad thing is I can't donate because my mum doesn't want to. And also I subscribed. Yes, also to make you feel better. Good shirt. Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Ultra. What a lovely and confusing message. Easy to learn. Thanks, Mr. Duncan. I will tell them that my teacher said that. Yes, I think didn't is better. Didn't. Hadn't. Because I hadn't. Because I didn't. I did not do it. I had not done it. Maybe your teachers, or maybe the people who are creating the exams, are actually trying to make the English language more hard to understand. Hello, Ingles. Ingles today. Hello, Mr. Duncan. This is Klebsome. Hello, Klebsome. It is raining cats and dogs at the moment. Fortunately here, it is not. We're having quite a nice day today. The weather is actually quite nice. We have some blue sky. We also have a lot of wind today, unfortunately. It doesn't feel like summer at the moment. I will be honest. It does not feel like summer. So you can see we do have some blue sky, but not much. Not much blue sky in the sky. Where are you? Oh, there I am again. So you can see there is some blue sky, but not much. Oh, Belarusia says, I have Sukat's phone number. I will tell her that you miss her. Yes, yes, tell Sukat. Say, Mr. Duncan was asking about you. Where are you? What has happened to you? Mr. Duncan wants to see your garden again. I love your garden, Sukat. Very nice. We call the flower behind you the spotted orchid. Oh, I see, yes. There are two types of flower. There is the yellow flower and also the orange flowers. So those orange flowers, I think they are types of orchid. Those, I think you're right. But the yellow flowers, I don't know what the yellow flowers are called. I'm going to try and find out. That is my mission today. That is what I must do today. I must find out what those yellow flowers are called. I will tell you tomorrow what they're called, okay? Is that a good idea? Okay, I will tell you tomorrow. Saeed says, is it possible to say which topics are red topics for you? Red topics. I'm not sure what a red topic is. Maybe you mean something that is not good to talk about. Maybe a difficult subject, or maybe something that you are not supposed to mention. Maybe something that is taboo. Ooh, something that is not good to talk about. To be honest with you, I love talking about lots of different things. So quite often on my live streams, I like to talk about lots of different things, lots of different subjects, to be honest. So there are no subjects that I don't talk about. In fact, I think over the past 14 years, I've talked about many different subjects, some of which are a little awkward or maybe difficult to talk about. So I think so. So maybe when you say red topic, maybe you mean something you shouldn't mention, like politics or religion. But in the past, I have talked about politics and I have talked about religion. I've talked about life and death, the meaning of everything, and human behavior, all of those things. In fact, we were talking about it yesterday. We were talking yesterday about tolerance, the meaning of tolerance. Why are some people not tolerant? So yes, that's what we talked about yesterday. So some people might say that that is a very difficult subject to talk about. However, I have no problem talking about it. No problem. What does it mean if you are patriotic or patriotic? If you are patriotic or patriotic, it means you have a strong connection or a strong liking for your own country, your nation. You are a believer in your own country. Maybe you have complete trust in your own government. You are a patriotic person. So the country as it exists, the people that live in that country, you have a great connection with those things. You are patriotic. Of course, at the weekend we had the 4th of July celebrations. Hello. Hello. Guess who has come? The cows have come to say hello. Hello to the cows. Hello. The cows have come to say hello. Hello. What are you doing? Hello. So right behind me now, the cows have come to say hello. 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 Would you like to say hello to the cows? They have come to say hello. Hello. The cows have come to say hello. Isn't that lovely? They are very friendly cows. Can you see how friendly they are? They are so lovely. And every day when I'm outside, they always come to say hello, and that's what they're doing now. I think they might be the most friendliest cows I've ever met. Aren't you? Yes, you are. How lovely. Mr. Duncan, if we choose something about an important news title, it will be amazing. Well, there are so many things going on at the world at the moment. So many things happening in the world at the moment. It is quite hard to choose just one subject, if I was honest with you. I can see there is a bird behind you. Oh yes. That's my little heron. Say hello to Mr. Heron. Hello, Mr. Heron. How are you today? Oh, that was interesting. Suddenly, all of the cows in the field behind me, they came to say hello. Isn't that nice? I would love to have an apple tree in my garden, but I live in a tropical country. Yes, I don't think apples would grow very well in a very hot country. They would all shrivel up under the heat of the sun. It would be too damp. The cows have fresh grass to eat. Yes, they do. Behind me there is a huge field. So at the back of the house there is a huge field, and the cows have plenty of grass to feed on. They have lots and lots of grass. So the field behind me is actually quite big. It is a very big field. I will try to show you. So there is the field where the cows live. They have disappeared now. They have gone to the other side. Where are they? Come on, cows, where are you? Oh, there they are. Can you see them? The cows are now in the distance. They are eating far away. Can you please tell the cows that Klebson says hello? Hello, cows. Klebson says hello. Is that all right? Yes, I think they seem happy to hear that news. Thank you very much. Oh, look at the clouds. There are some lovely white fluffy clouds going over. It's a very nice peaceful day here because many people have gone back to work. It's true. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Isn't that nice? The gentle breeze blowing by and also the clouds floating in the sky. Everything is nice in the world. We often hear of all of the badness and the hate, but there are many nice things to enjoy in this world. Sometimes you have to look for them. Sometimes you have to look up. And sometimes you have to look down to see them. So there it is. I will go in a minute. I would imagine that you are getting a little bored now, listening to my voice. So maybe you want to go in, maybe you want to go and do something else, perhaps. I don't know. Ooh. Ooh. Beautiful red leaves on the cherry tree overhead. Very lovely. Very nice. I can't believe how windy it is today. It is very windy. Very windy. Marta says it is a little bit like a wake-up. It is a little bit like a wake-up meditation. Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I never think of myself as a person who could teach meditation because I always get very excited by things, you see. I always get very excited by things. So sometimes I find it very difficult to stay calm. Sometimes I get very excited about things. But maybe you saw it earlier with the cows, you see. I got very excited when I saw those cows, and you could tell I was very excited. Tamara says, yes, I think the air around you must be very clean. Yes, I suppose it is, but we have many roads around this area. There are some very busy roads, and sometimes there is a lot of traffic. Beatrice says, I never feel bored with you, Mr. Duncan. I always learn something new. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. How lovely. Does your cherry tree produce fruit? Thank you, Mika. It does not. It's never produced anything. Every year we have beautiful blossom and lovely leaves, but nothing else ever appears on the tree. So yes, it's a shame really. I would like to have some lovely fruit or maybe something that might come out on my cherry tree. Despite that, it still looks very nice with its red leaves, especially today. Everything's looking rather nice today because of the sunshine. Mr. Duncan, you can also start having your own cattle. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if I would be very good at looking after animals. By the way, I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. You see, that's my hay fever saying hello. My hay fever is saying hello. Do you have any damsons on your tree at the moment? The answer to that is yes and no. There are some damsons, but they are still very small. So yes, we do have damsons on the tree. However, at the moment they are quite small. They are still not fully grown. I hope you can see those. Can you see them? There they are. So yes, there are damsons, but at the moment they are not very large. There we go. You see, they are still small. They are still immature at the moment. So the damsons are still growing. They are still forming. I must be honest with you. This feels very strange today. I don't know why. I keep trying to walk backwards, and it's not as easy as it looks. Okay. It's not as easy as it looks walking backwards, I will be honest with you. There we go. You might be more familiar with this view. Is there anyone still there? I'm just wondering if anyone is still watching. Hello, Mr. Duncan. One more question. What's the difference between cannot and cannot? Well, one is just a contraction, to be honest. One is just a contraction. You are joining the two together. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. So you are actually putting the two together. You might describe it as a compound. So you're putting the two together. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You see? So they basically have the same meaning. They mean the same thing. Please don't stop. I love your videos and I'm not bored. I'm still interested. I don't care if I am the only one here after 2 hours. I want to keep watching. That's very kind of you to say so. How lovely. Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct says, I'm going to send you a donation. And then you said, I'm not. You changed your mind very quickly. But that's okay. You can or you can't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Mr. Duncan, how can I improve my English language? Oh, that is a big question. And the answer is quite simple. So even though the question is a big question, my answer or my reply is actually quite simple. You have to make English part of your life. Practice, learn, listen every day. It is a hard thing to do. However, it is something that takes time. You can't rush learning English, just like anything. So never try to learn anything too quickly. Because first of all, you might tire yourself out. You will feel tired because you're trying to do too much. Also, the other thing is you might become bored if you try to learn too much. If you find it too difficult, then you might become bored. So learn some English every day. Learn a few new words every day. Learn a few new sentences every day. You have to try and make English part of your life, part of your body almost, just like a hand, or maybe your thumbs. English must be a part of your life, and the more you do it, the more you will enjoy it. Every day you are building slowly. Your knowledge will build slowly over time. Specty Cyborg says, I'm fluent in English, but I appreciate what you do. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Yes. I try to do this as much as possible. Sometimes my life, you might not believe it, but sometimes my life is a little hectic, a little busy. There are other things happening in my life, as you probably know. You probably know that there are other things happening in my life, personal things that are going on that I'm having to deal with due to that really horrible. Not me personally, I don't have it. However, because of the lockdown, because of the fact that many people are now having to stay in their houses, or they have been for the past 3 months, lots of things have changed, and some of those things have also affected my life personally. So I would love to be on more. I wish I could come on every day. I wish, this is my wish, maybe one day it will come true. I wish one day I can do this, maybe once or twice or maybe 3 times each day. So maybe I could do a morning live stream, and then an afternoon live stream, and then an evening live stream. So everyone gets a chance to join in, you see. So that is my wish, that is my dream. Who knows, one day it might come true. Yes, it is happening all over the world, Mr. Duncan. Many people are being affected. You are right. I don't think anyone has not been affected by this situation. It's a very unusual occurrence when you think about it. Probably 80% of all human beings on the planet have been affected in some way, if not more. It's incredible. I've never known anything like this. It is incredible. It would be very good to have live chat more often. Yes, I really wish I could do it all the time. Unfortunately, I can't. And sometimes I feel very frustrated. I do feel frustrated because sometimes I think I wish I could do a live stream, but I can't because there are other things I have to do. It's quite frustrating. Mr. Duncan, I highly recommend you plan to read a book that we can listen to. We can listen to every chapter each week and then finish the story. Yes, well, I think it's a very good idea. You have to be careful, though, if you read someone else's work because of copyright, you see. So that is one of the things you have to be careful with. Over the years, here on YouTube, now YouTube has been very good. And this is one of the things I do like about YouTube. They have been very good because if you use things for education, then you have a lot more freedom. However, because a lot of YouTube is now automated, they have things like algorithms and things that check all of the content that comes out and goes in to YouTube. So you still have to be careful. However, people who educate, people who teach on YouTube do have a little bit more freedom when it comes to copyright. But you still have to be careful. You still have to be very careful. Is there a difference between the restaurants in the US and the restaurants in Britain? I suppose diner. Quite often a diner in the States, in the United States, is a place you can just drop into. You can go to it and just walk in and sit down and have a meal. Diner, they call them diners. Here we don't have diners, we have cafes. So we often call them cafes, a place where you can just go in, sit down and have something to eat. We don't really use the word diner so much. It is more often used in American English. So I hope that helps. But if you go to small villages around England, you will see many small tea rooms. A tea room is a very small cafe. Maybe inside it only has a few chairs and tables, and it will serve cakes and tea. So yes, there are many different types of places to eat at in the UK. But yes, I suppose the biggest difference would be the word diner. We don't use the word diner here. Quite often we say restaurant or cafe. Or if the place is very small, a tea room. Tea room. Diner. Yes, when you go to a diner, it's normally used in American English. I found a great storybook on Kindle that was free, and I'm assuming it's because the intellectual property rights have run out. Maybe, yes, this does happen sometimes. You can have things that are in the public domain. Maybe you haven't heard of that. If something is in the public domain, it means it is now available for anyone to use in any way. In other words, it does not belong to one individual anymore. It is in the public domain. Normally there is a period where something will not be in the public domain, but after it will be. It will be. I think it's normally 75 years or maybe 80 years. So after 80 years, something automatically becomes part of the public domain. Do you call cafes also bars, as in Italy? We don't. No, we normally say cafes or restaurants. Cafes, restaurants. I'm going to sneeze. Welcome to Mr. Duncan's sneezing hour. I hope you are enjoying listening to me sneeze. So I do have a little bit of hay fever at the moment, for which I apologise. How do you stream? Because I want to start streaming. Well, when you say streaming, do you mean doing this across YouTube? Because there are many different types of streaming, you see. There is streaming of content, like Netflix, or Amazon Prime, or Disney Plus. Or you can stream live with a camera, like this. So what I'm doing at the moment is streaming live with a camera. My camera is taking my image, and then I'm streaming it live. It's easy to do. However, you do need a little bit of confidence, and also it takes a lot of practice as well to do it. So you have to do it for quite a long time. You do. You can't rush this. Like anything, it takes time. I remember when I first did a live stream way back in 2016, I was so nervous. I felt really afraid. I didn't know what to say because my brain stopped working. I had a mental block in my brain. However, after time, after lots and lots of live streams, I slowly became more relaxed. I started to enjoy it more and more. And here I am now, 4 years later, still doing my live streams. And now I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing this for many reasons. Most of all because I have a chance to talk to you. And I know you are interested in English. I love English. So we all have something in common. We all have something that we share as a common interest. Yes. Please say hello to me. Hello, Tuan Nguyen. Hello, Tuan Nguyen. Nice to see you here as well. Nice to see you here. I will say hello to you right now. Artsby said your network is very good. I have slow connection. Well, I'm very lucky here because I have a good connection with my 4G. So I use a 4G connection on here. So this is not Wi-Fi. This is actually using the 4G connection. And fortunately, where I live, we have, I don't think you can see it, but in the distance, over there, there is actually a 4G tower over there. I can actually see it. If I use my binoculars, I can actually see the tower. So over there is actually a tower, and it has clear line of sight completely. There is nothing in between me and the mobile phone tower over there. So the line of sight is completely clear. And that's why the signal is so good. So I am lucky because I get a very good mobile phone signal in this spot. That's the reason why. So I always feel quite lucky because of that. And I can actually see the mast, the mobile phone mast in the distance. I can actually see it clearly, which means I get a very good signal. Yeah! You are perfectly at ease now with your lessons. I would like to feel the same as you if I had to speak in front of many people. Thank you, Valentina. Well, I used to be a very shy person. A lot of people don't realise this or believe it. But when I was young, I was quite self-conscious. I didn't like anything about myself. I hated my appearance. I hated my body. I hated the fact that I was very tall and everyone could see me. I hated all of those things. I was very self-conscious when I was young. Really self-conscious, in fact. Hello, Tui Lin Nguyen. How many languages can you speak now? Well, over the years, I had to learn a couple of languages. I had to learn French. At school, we had no choice. They used to teach French as a second language. And I don't know why. I was very good at that. I don't know why I was so good at French, but I was. I have no idea why. And also, when I went to work in China, I had to learn some Chinese so I could survive. I could live. So I spent many years working and also living in China. What a strange live stream. Why is it strange? What is strange? Maybe it's because you can see me. Whenever anyone sees my face on YouTube, they always say, oh, that's strange. What a weird person. Who is that? Who is that strange man staring at me? Does self-conscious mean the same as shy? It can mean the same thing. Yes, you're right. So to be self-conscious means that you just feel very aware of yourself. You are maybe too aware, or perhaps your own feelings towards maybe certain things about yourself, maybe your character or your shape or your appearance. So I used to be very conscious of the way I looked. I didn't like it. I didn't like looking in the mirror. I hated it. I really did. I used to be so self-conscious when I was young. And it caused a lot of problems during my school years. I was really quite an awkward person. I can't begin to tell you how awkward I used to be. I can't understand why you hate yourself. Well, I don't hate myself now. I have learned to accept the way I am, just as you should. You accept your limitations, the things you can do and the things you can't do. You accept them. It is a kind of acceptance. This is the way you are, and then you have to make the best of it. Can you still speak Chinese? Idiandian. Just a little bit. Idiandian, which means a little bit. Worsher, Lausher, Duncan. I am teacher Duncan. I am Mr. Duncan. Oh dear. Yes, I can speak a little Chinese, but most of it I've forgotten. It's 13 years since I came back from China. Can you believe it? 13 years. Here we go. There's always one person. Honestly, what I like about this live is that we can have the chance to chat and ask you. And I hope that you keep doing the same thing. Thank you very much. Thank you for your lovely compliment. Easy to learn. Easy to learn. Thank you very much. You are such a wonderful person. That's why you have lots of followers. Thank you, Diane. Things at YouTube are a little strange at the moment, though. YouTube are making so many changes with the way they allow people to say what they want to say. I did something very strange this morning. Something I've been thinking about doing for a while. A couple of weeks ago, I had a thought in my head. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to do something on another platform? Another internet platform. So most people know me on YouTube. YouTube is where I live. I've been living on YouTube for almost 14 years, since YouTube was a little baby. So that's the thought I had a few weeks ago. This morning, do you want to know what I did this morning? This morning, I signed up for Twitch. I've actually created a profile on Twitch. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking, Mr. Duncan, Twitch, it's for young people. It's not for old people like you. Twitch is for gamers, people who play computer games. But apparently there are lots of people now joining Twitch who do other things as well. They talk about certain subjects. So Twitch has become a much larger and more varied community. So that's what I did this morning. I've created my own Twitch account. And over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do some test streams on there. Some very short test streams just to see what happens. It might not work. It might fail, it might crash and burn, who knows. But I'm going to try it. So this morning I decided to set up my Twitch account and we will see what happens with that. Oh, Palmyra says maybe you can join TikTok. Now, there are some limitations with TikTok. The problem with TikTok is that you are restricted to, I think it's 15 seconds. Your videos can only be 15 seconds long. I've never actually used TikTok, not yet. There are many reasons why I don't use it that I'm not going to go into. But yes, there is TikTok, but I have been very interested in joining Twitch for some time. I've thought about this for quite a long time. So this morning I did it. I decided to join Twitch. So now it's official. I'm on Twitch. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. I'm like one of those young dudes with their computer games and their consoles and their Xboxes and their Fortnite. Have you ever played the Fortnite? I've never been on the Fortnite. Is Fortnite good? I have no idea what it is, by the way. Oh yes, I'm going to fit in so well on Twitch, really. Tamara says, Mr. Duncan, have you ever heard about John Warren, who is a popular showman in Russia, speaking Russian? He is excellent, without any accent, and he has his own TV show. There are people who do go to other countries, they learn the language, and they become very big stars. There was one guy in China who was always on television, a Canadian guy. I think his name was Dashan, and he was actually a Canadian who learned Chinese perfectly. His Chinese was incredible, and he became an English teacher. He also became very famous on television in China, teaching English, but also talking about the English language in Chinese, which was very useful. Please don't talk to me about computer games because I have no idea. No idea. What is the spelling of the platform you've just mentioned? Twitch. There it is. I've just put it on the screen for you, so now you can see it. So the name is Twitch. Do you want to know my name on Twitch? There's nothing there. There's no content. I only created the account this morning. But if you are on Twitch, here is the address. I'm going to put it on the screen. Here it is. So give me a moment. I'm going to type it on the screen. Ooh, this is very nice. I've got a nice little thing underneath, you see, I can use now to type. Very nice, very posh, Mr. Duncan. Here it is. So my name on Twitch is so there it is. There is the name that I'm using on Twitch, D for Duncan, which I thought was quite nice. It made me smile when I heard it. I thought about it in my head, and then I thought, I like the sound of that, so that's what I've done. D for Duncan is the name of my Twitch account. There's nothing on there. It's empty at the moment. There's nothing there. But I might, over the next couple of weeks, do some test streams on there, because apparently there are people now joining Twitch. A lot of people who have become a little annoyed at YouTube, and now they're finding other places to do their thing. So there you go. I'm not sure if it deserves well done. All I've done is created the actual page. I haven't done anything on there yet. I won't be playing any computer games because I don't play computer games. I would not know how even to begin playing computer games. Really. Mauricio, I've just entered Twitch and it appears that maybe you can be more free in your live streams. Is that true? Yes, maybe, maybe not. I'm just interested. I'm always looking at other things. I'm always trying to look at what's happening around me. Even though I'm not a young person, I am very much aware of modern or current trends, fashions, the things that people enjoy doing of all ages. So I think it's a very important thing to do. If you are doing something like this, you have to be aware of what is happening around you. You have to know what people like. I know that K-pop and BTS are very popular with young people, not only in Asia, but also around the world. So I do know these things. I'm aware of them, even though I don't really join in or take part in those things. I've never tried Twitch. Now I will try it. Thank you, Valentina. Well, what I will be doing on Twitch is some live streams, very similar to this. But I do hope in the future, YouTube will not become too restricted in what they allow. It is just a feeling I have That's why I'm talking about this now, because over the past few weeks I have become a little worried about the way YouTube is now telling people what they can and what they can't say. I think so. Oh, I see. After the first month, it isn't free. What? You must pay for... I have to pay to be on Twitch. What? What? So they are asking me to join a website, and then I have to pay for it to use it? Suddenly, I don't feel quite as enthusiastic. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Saeed, what is your opinion about freedom? I believe that freedom should be given to everyone, and that's it. That's it. Everyone should be free to say what they want. If someone doesn't like what the other person says, they can disagree, and then they can express their opinion and what they think. The moment you start chopping freedom up into small pieces is when people start to be censored, blocked, or maybe cancelled. Cancel culture. So I don't agree with all of this. I think you can get too carried away. You can do it too much. One day they might come for you. So maybe today you think, oh, he shouldn't say that. But maybe after a few days they might come for you. Maybe you say something that other people disagree with. So maybe one day they will be coming to your door and telling you that you can't say something. So I believe that freedom is a given thing. It is not open to negotiation. The moment you start doing that is when you take away the freedom of one person, and then another group, and then someone else, and then another person, and then eventually they will come for you. They will come to your door and say, you can't say that. So I believe that freedom of speech is a thing we all should have. The internet is one of the things that I love because it allows people to express themselves, communicate, talk, exchange ideas. It's not a bad thing. It really isn't. And that's what I believe. That's what I think. I believe in fairness. So when we talk about equality and fairness, as I said yesterday, it's a two-way street. It isn't just one way, it's two ways. It's two ways. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm not trying to get your anger or your hate. I'm just saying what I think. I think really you should have freedom or you have no freedom. You shouldn't have a door that opens and closes with freedom, because that is not freedom. It's not the definition of freedom. It really isn't. You should sit down in a chair. 2 hours standing is not good for you. Do you ever feel tired? Not really, no. I love standing up. I love standing. I really do. I could stand for hours and hours here without getting tired. I love it so much. Farmers. I believe in farmers. I don't know what you mean by that, Artsby. If you want to explain what you mean. Yes, you can never negotiate freedom. I've never understood that. I've never understood that, how you can negotiate freedom. Because the problem is, what if one person's opinion differs from someone else's, then who is right and who is wrong? And then who decides who is right and who is wrong? There are 7 billion people on this planet. 7 billion people. All with different opinions, views. Think about that for a second. 7 billion people. We all have our own opinions, our own thoughts, our own feelings. Every day we wake up with something new on our minds to think about. So I think freedom is always a good way to go. There are people who are afraid of others having freedom. It can be, in some people's eyes, it can be a dangerous thing. Yes, as we are seeing right now around the world, there are certain situations where freedom is slowly being chipped away. Not completely, but... And then suddenly you have only a little bit of freedom. And then eventually, that disappears as well. So I think freedom of speech is one of the most precious things that every person has. They really do. I hear a lot of people talking about things and having opinions about things that I disagree with. But I don't want them to be dragged away, or I don't want them to have their YouTube channel closed down. Because where do you stop? What is the next thing that everyone will disagree with that then gets cancelled? Where do you stop? As I said, it's all right if you tell one person they can't say something and then another, but one day they might come to you, they might come to your door, they might come to your YouTube channel and tell you that you can't say that. So it's something I have a very strong opinion about. I don't think you should have any power to take away freedom of expression. That's what the internet is all about. Tuan Nguyen says, I am at my dad's daughter. For those who mistake my name. Oh, I see. So Tuan Nguyen's son is actually a girl. Okay, then that's fine. No problem. No problem. Luis Mendez. Hello, Luis. Nice to see you here. We have been talking on here for quite a long time. In fact, I've been on here for about 1 hour and 45 minutes talking. I was only going to be here for an hour, but we've done all sorts of things today. Mauricio, the other things I love about your live streams is the cultural exchange. I didn't know Wallace and Gromit. Also your country, your customs, France, and when you had a live stream from France. Yes, I always remember that. One of the most unusual live streams that I've ever done was standing on a Paris street corner with all of the traffic going by. I was in the centre of Paris doing a live stream, and I stood there. I was standing there for 3 hours. I stood there on the corner of a Paris street, all of the traffic, all of the people going around me. And I did a 3-hour live stream. It's true. Have an awesome day, Mr. Duncan, says Robert. Thank you, Robert. It's very kind of you to say. I will try to have a good day, and I hope you have a good day as well. I hope you have a good day as well. What does pardon mean? Pardon? Well, pardon is an interesting word because it can be used in more than one way. Pardon normally means to allow someone to be forgiven for something. So when we pardon someone, we normally forgive them. We allow them to continue to have their freedom, whatever it is. Pardon. Also, if you don't quite hear what a person has said, pardon, you might also say pardon, pardon. So you can use the word pardon in more than one way. Quite often, pardon is used to mean forgive. You forgive someone, you pardon them. Maybe you are going to punish them for committing a crime, but suddenly you decide, You are not going to do that. You pardon them. You let them off. You forgive them. You pardon them. Diana says, Luis Mendez is like a legend on YouTube. I have been hearing your name since I joined YouTube. That's amazing. I didn't know Luis Mendez was famous. Wow. I didn't know that. Have an awesome day. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Oh, yes, okay. I will try my best to have a good day. Mr. Duncan, you are quite right about speaking about freedom. Rights are also being cut in many countries, but actually it is very difficult to say whether it is good or bad. Well, that is the problem, you see. When you start taking away certain types of freedom, sometimes it seems to be a good thing. And as I always say, things are always good until they're bad. So when you start doing something, it might seem like a good idea, but eventually it might become a bad idea, especially if it is done too much. So that is it. That is it. I don't think you should ever say, I'm taking you away from here. If it's in real life, if you are being taken away because you've said something, or if your YouTube channel is taken away, or maybe your Twitter account is deleted and blocked because you've said something, I think that's a very, very dark road to go down. Because where do you stop? Where do you stop? Please can you tell us one of your wishes? Thank you, Saeed. I wish I could do this for as long as I can. Human beings, unfortunately, have a limited lifespan. It's something I'm very aware of, so I try to make the most of these things. When I do a live stream, I always hope that I connect with you in some way, and vice versa. I'm trying also to find out about you, things that you think and feel. So it isn't just a one-way thing, it's two ways. We are communicating with each other. And I love it. I love it. I wish I could do this for as long as I can. That's it. I wish I could do it for as long as I can. I have never heard anything to be banned from Mr. Duncan. Well, I don't like banning things. Sometimes I have to be very careful. If people are coming on, say, on the live chat and they are trying to upset other people on there, well, that is not the same thing, because then someone is being mean or rude or impolite. So again, it's all about fairness. It is about being fair with each other. Apparently it's 10 p.m. Is it really? It is coming up to 10 p.m. in Vietnam. Very late. Valentina says, cutting freedom of thought or opinion is always wrong, and that's how totalitarianism begins. Totalitarianism. It's an amazing word, that. Not easy to say either. Totalitarianism. When one group of people have complete control over the thoughts and actions of a population, a country. Alpha, hello. The communist countries control the free speech. So as you say, that is a dark road. Well, I've lived in China. Do I have to say more? I've lived in China. I lived there for many years. So I understand. I have a very close, personal understanding of everything that happens there, the system. And I got very close to the government. The place where I was working, I became very close, very closely connected with the local government. So I did meet a lot of very powerful people. I once sat at a table with some of the most powerful people in China. Can you believe it? These were people that had authority over thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I've sat at the table with them. So I know about these things. I don't talk about these things lightly. Trust me. You have to trust me on that. I really must write my book. I really must write my book about my time in China. I really should. I don't think it would be allowed to be published, to be honest. I don't think so. It is true, Artsby. It is true. It is true. Yes, it did happen. Things I've seen, things I've heard, things I've actually witnessed with my own eyes are the things that stay in my memory. Beatrice, freedom is the best treasure. It really is. It really is. There is nothing higher. There is no higher right than freedom. I would love to write about my experiences in China, but the problem is, it's what I just said. You can't say anything without upsetting someone. So there might be a group of people who would attack me for saying the things I want to say, the things that I experienced. And this is the problem. I think everyone should have the right to say what they want to say. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree. Mosen. Hello, Mosen. Mika is going. See you later, Mika. I hope you've enjoyed this. Something different today on the live chat. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Did you enjoy that? I just had a sneeze. I hate you, Mr. Duncan, because you have been mistaking my identity. You hate me. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. You are welcome to hate me, by the way. A lot of people do hate me. They probably hate you as well somewhere. This is another fact of life. Somewhere in the world, someone is hating you. And somewhere in the world, someone is hating me. My advice is don't worry about it. There we go. Hello, John Joseph 10. Hello, John Joseph 10. Nice to see you here today. This is a very unusual live stream. I'm in the garden on my little mobile phone, on my little smartphone, talking to you in the garden on a Monday afternoon. Yes, the hay fever, it is very strong. It is. I can't begin to tell you how uncomfortable and painful it is. It really is. It's horrible. But I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Despite my sneezing and my runny nose. See you later, Mika. See you later. Thank you, Mosen. I don't hate you. I love and respect you. Thank you very much. And guess what? I feel the same way. I feel the same way about you. Vuong Dui. Hello, Vuong Dui. Nice to see you here as well. It is live streaming. D for Duncan. That's me, by the way. My name's Duncan. I live in England. And sometimes I stand in my garden and I talk like this to the internet. Palmyra is going as well. See you later, Palmyra. I must leave too. Until tomorrow, dear friends. Thank you, Palmyra. Nice to see you here today. Thank you very much. Marta says, if you want to try new ideas about Mr. Duncan's brand, I suggest that you could do with your 1,000 of your hour channel, a short cartoon, audio visual capsule to offer Netflix. I'm not sure if Netflix would be interested in me. I never feel that I am worthy of such attention. This is maybe this is something again. This is something else I've thought about. Maybe sometimes I sell myself short. Maybe sometimes I feel as if I'm maybe not worthy. Who knows? Christiane Nomata says, mental illness. I don't know what you mean by that, but thank you for your input. Thank you very much. Mama says you are a wonderful person. I try my best. There are many wonderful people in the world. Lots of wonderful, lovely, kind, courteous, gentle, loving people in the world. They are there. They're everywhere. I have a feeling you are some of those people. That's it. If you follow someone you hate, so you love to hate. Oh, I see. I understand now what you mean. Yes, if you follow someone that you hate, then yes, it is a strange thing to do. I think you're right. I understand what you mean now. Thank you very much for clearing that up. Manas, you are a lovely person. I try to understand what other people feel and think, even if I don't agree with it. It's just the way life is. This is one of the things I always remember from my time in China. I know I mention this a lot, but it was a very big part of my life, and it changed me as a person. It really did. And I always remember when I first went to China, I was very aware that everyone, when they met me, they talked about the differences between them and me. They would often say, oh, it's different what you do this different, or you do that thing very differently. However, when I was there, all I ever saw were the things we had in common, the similarities. So I was more fascinated by the things we shared in common, the things that were the same. But when I met other people, local people, they would often be more interested in the differences, the things that put us apart. So I think that's one of the interesting things that I noticed when I was there, one of the first things I noticed. And I did mention this in many of my classes. So I did talk to my students about the things that we had, that we shared, the things that we had in common. So not only the things that made us different, but also the things that made us the same, which is something a lot of people forget about nowadays. We often talk about our differences, the things that are not the same. But I think it's very good to talk about the things we share in common, the things that make us the same as well. It is getting serious here. Well, it's not really getting serious. I'm just talking. You know, sometimes I love talking about these things. I'm very fascinated by human beings and our behaviour. I think so. Mr. Duncan, ever since I've known you, I think you are a philosopher. I'm not sure if I am a philosopher. I used to read some very interesting books when I was at school. I was very interested in psychology and the way people behave. Even now I'm fascinated by it. I love the way people act, interact, the way we sometimes hide our own feelings, so we project a certain type of character. So yes, I think so. These are things that I'm interested in. I wouldn't class myself as a philosopher. I wouldn't, but I am interested in those things. They fascinate me. They fascinate me a lot. I always feel myself drawn like a moth to a flame. These things always intrigue me. And maybe they intrigue you as well. It is a very fascinating thing. Have you ever watched Mr. Bean? I love Mr. Bean. I love Mr. Bean. One of my favourite Mr. Bean episodes is when he goes to the swimming pool. I still think that's one of the funniest ones. I don't know why, but even now, if I watch that 1,000 times, it will still make me laugh. If you've never seen it, Mr. Bean goes to the local swimming pool. I don't want to spoil it, but it's very funny, very funny. If you can find it, Mr. Bean goes swimming, or Mr. Bean goes to the swimming pool. It is very funny, very, very funny. You are the best, Mr. Duncan. I never become tired listening to your sweet voice. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Yes, everyone is a philosopher. I think so. Well, my belief is everyone has a way of understanding the world around them, but also everyone has a book inside them as well. We all have a story to tell. We all have something that's happened in our life that will be interesting to other people. The only difference between those people and the people who write is the fact that the people that never do it have never sat down and written it down, you see? So that is the difference. We all have a story to share. We all have something that we can add to our world. All the experiences. Imagine that. Imagine the experiences of 7 billion people. Imagine how varied and different they are, and how fascinating it would be to find out about these things. Mr. Duncan, why don't you sit? Do you enjoy standing up? Thank you, Amit. You are right. I love standing up. I prefer standing. I always find sitting down very uncomfortable. People used to always say, Mr. Duncan, why do you always stand up? When you're in the classroom, you always stand up. When you are in the staff room, you are always standing up. You never sit down. It is true. I don't like sitting down. I do stand up a lot. Oh, Enid Blyton. Enid Blyton, a very famous storyteller. The Famous Five was one of Enid Blyton's most famous stories. And they would have lots of different stories. Imagine, they used to have adventures normally in the summer when everything was lovely. So many of Enid Blyton's books would be set in an idyllic place with rolling hills and the countryside and the Famous Five, a group of children who would often solve mysteries amongst themselves. There was a huge series of books and stories. The reason is I want to get focus on the lesson and get confident in myself. Part of learning is becoming confident in whatever it is you are learning. If you are learning something new, then you have to build confidence, whatever it is. Whatever it is. I insist, Mr. Duncan, there is a kids who is on Nickelodeon, and his channel is Ryan Toys. You could do the next with your avatar creation. Thank you, Martha. I know what you mean. Yes, there are some YouTube celebrities. I don't like that word, by the way. I never use the word YouTube celebrities. But there are some people who have become very successful, yes, quite often by promoting other people's products. What is the difference between problem and issue? We often use the word issue to mean a subject or an area that many people are concerned with or concerned by. So the issue is the thing that people are thinking about. Problems are just the events. The events are the problems. But when we have an issue is normally something that maybe people are talking about, a certain subject. At the moment, many people are talking about race relations, also issues connected with gender. So these are things that are described as issues. They are things that are happening, but also they are things that people are concerned with. They are concerned with those things. They are certain issues, things. Can salty be used as slang? Yes, it can. You can use salty as slang, definitely. A salty person might be a person who is mean, or maybe they have a rather rude character. A salty person. Maybe a person who many people dislike. You might describe them as being a little bit salty. Can you tell us something about your family? Obviously, what you are comfortable with. My family, 5 people in my family. 2 sisters, mother, father. They are no longer together. They divorced many years ago. So yes, my family, not a big family, 2 sisters, and that's it really. I was raised in a place called Stafford, not very far away from here. And that's it. I was born way back in the 1960s when the world was a very different place. Mr. Duncan. Oh, bye, Mr. Duncan. Juan Vo Kwok is going. It is 10:10. I have to go. See you later and have a safe, sweet dream over there in Vietnam. Thank you very much. Sunshine says, today, Mr. Duncan, I really enjoyed your speech. Thank you very much. It's okay. It's a pleasure. As I said earlier, I wish I could do this more often. I wish I could stand here all day talking to you. Unfortunately, life quite often gets in the way. It does. Quite often, life gets in the way. Tuan Nguyen Sun says, bye, Mr. Duncan. I have to go and I will talk with you later. That's okay. I will be back with you tomorrow. I'm going to pop up on YouTube tomorrow as well. I'm doing some interesting daily live streams, except Saturday. On Saturday, I have a day off. I have to have a rest on Saturday. But yes, I will be back tomorrow. So this is not really just about talking about the English language. It's talking about different subjects, things that maybe you are interested in and things that I'm interested in. I hope so. John Joseph 10 says, you are a great teacher and a better person. Thank you very much. Again, that's very kind of you. Take care and thank you. You are a great teacher. John Joseph 10. You are welcome. Is it a personal question? What is your age? I'm another year older next month. I will be another year older. My birthday is next month. I will be, can you believe it? Maybe not, maybe you can. I will be 5 years away from 60. In 5 years' time, I will be 60. I can't believe it. It doesn't seem possible. It does not seem possible that I can be 60 in 5 years, but I am. I will be 55 on the 12th of August. Lovely. I can't wait. Can you imagine me as a 60-year-old man? I don't know what it's going to be like. It's going to be very interesting. 60. Oh my goodness. Alessandra is going, bye Mr. Duncan and all the friends here. So no, I don't mind telling you my age. I'm not embarrassed by my age. We all have an age. Some people are young, but one day they will be old. Some people are old, and one day they will be very old. So it doesn't bother me really. You definitely look younger. Thank you, Diana. Today has been a great class, and I, just like you, I would like to say all day long and listen to you. You are the best. Thank you very much. No problem. Pappy. Hello, Pappy. I was born in 1965 too. Yes, me too. The mid-1960s. The world was a very interesting place in the 1960s. Lots of things were changing. The way people lived, the way people communicated, the style of the clothing changed. Music became a very big part of society and culture during the 1960s. But I'm not really worried about getting older, I'll be honest with you. Being 55 is no different than being 45 or 35. It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. As long as I can carry on doing what I'm doing, that's all that matters. If I can be here with you, talking about English, if I can wake up every morning with a smile on my face, then I will. I will be very happy to do that. I thought you were younger than me, and I was born in 1969. No. Everyone now is commenting on my age. You look 38. Thank you. Thank you very much. You look 38. I'm very flattered by that. Thank you very much. Sunshine, what does it mean when we say bang up? Bang up means to lock someone in prison or in jail. If you bang someone up, it means you lock them away. You put them into prison or a jail. You place them in a place where they cannot escape. You are banged up. Banged up. Mosem says, my age, I am in my 30s. The best part of your life. I know I've said this before. The best part of your life is your 30s. Don't waste your 30s. Between the age of 29 and 40, they are the most exciting, interesting parts of your life. The part of your life when you have the most opportunity, the best health, your mind is still clear. Your 30s. Enjoy your 30s. Trust me. You will know exactly what I mean when you are 40 or 41. You will know exactly what I mean. You will say, oh yes, Mr. Duncan was right. Yes, my 30s, they were pretty cool. So don't forget that. You are still young. You look like you are 45. Okay. That is still good. Yes, I'm glad I look 45. That's very kind of you. I don't really know how old I look at the moment. Although you can see I have grey sideburns. So on the side, you see the hair there is actually grey. Wow. In the chemist, you can ask for a spray or some remedy that can stop you from feeling uncomfortable with hay fever. I do have those things, but sometimes they make my nose very painful, very sore. So there are different types of medicine you can take for hay fever. The only problem is sometimes the effects of the drugs or the medicine can make you feel even worse. Like yesterday. I felt dreadful yesterday. Dreadful. He seems to be younger. Mr. Duncan, why you don't paint sunflowers? Do you mean like Van Gogh or Van Gogh? I might try to do that, but I will try my best not to cut my ear off. This ear, this is the ear that Van Gogh sliced off. I will not do that. But yes, I love paintings. I love abstract art. And I think actually I would say that Van Gogh is probably one of my favourite artists. I do like things that are abstract, things that draw you in. So they are not exactly like the thing they are painting. The object is not exactly the way it is. However, one of the things I love about Van Gogh, especially his sunflowers, is they don't just have vivid colours. They actually come out at you. If you've ever seen one of his paintings for real, it's almost like they are three-dimensional. They're amazing things. You almost want to reach in to the painting. It's very interesting. Do you like watching cricket? I don't follow cricket. I don't follow sport at all, to be honest. I don't really follow any sport. Tamara, can I say that I am the oldest among all of you? Now, this is not a competition, but I'm not sure. We have a lot of people joining in who are older than me. Some people in their 60s, some people in their 70s. Some people, I have had people write to me, students, people learning English, in their 80s. So whatever your age, if you are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, it doesn't matter. You are never too old to learn. Maria asks, what is your zodiac? Which sign are you? I'm Leo the Lion. I don't know what that means. I don't follow astrology. I think that if you are satisfied with your life, your job, and you love your family, you have love and your family in general, there is nothing else that matters. And even less than your age. Yes. I don't worry too much about anything, really. Things concern me. I worry about things sometimes, but I don't worry all the time. You can't. You can't. Sometimes you have to get on with your life. Sometimes you have to say, that is terrible. But you also have to make sure that you give yourself some space to still live and exist. I think so. Mia. Hello, Mia. Hello. Who wants to speak with me? Well, we are all here together. We are all here together. Hello, Len Page. I love your Carling beer. Carling. Is that lager? So that's not really proper beer. To be honest, when I was a teenager, I used to drink a lot of lager. But now I don't like it. I don't like the taste of lager. I prefer, if I do drink, which is not very often, but if I do drink, I prefer some nice real ale. Maybe something with a dark colour and a white head. Not Guinness, that's different. But I do like bitter, local brewed beer. And there are many different types of local beer that you can try. But to be honest, I don't drink very much. I don't really drink alcohol very often. Zuzika says it's time to have a cup of tea with delicious muffins. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. In a moment I will go and make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve. Steve is working upstairs in his office. He has a lot of things to do upstairs. So Mr. Steve is very busy upstairs in his office. So I will make a cup of tea soon, which means that I'm going. I will be going in a few moments. I've been here now for, oh my goodness, I've been here for nearly 2 hours. I've been here for 2 hours and 23 minutes. I've been here for nearly 2.5 hours. I can't believe that. That's impossible. There is no way. I haven't been here for 2.5 hours. Is that true? Oh my goodness. I think I definitely should go in and make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve. I can't believe it. Tui Lin Nguyen says, it's really late in my country. I'm sorry I can't watch your live stream to the end. It's okay. Don't worry. You must have your sleep. You must rest. So please don't stay awake on my account. Please get some rest. Have a lovely sleep. Have a sweet dream. Dream of something nice. Maybe you can dream in English. I think it's a good way of improving your English if you try to have your dreams in English. Imagine that. I am going to buy some biscuits and cookies, says Artsby. I like the sound of that as well. Please don't mention food, because I do feel a little hungry. By the way, tonight, guess what we have to eat tonight? We have chili con carne. Mr. Steve made it on Saturday, and he made so much. We have lots and lots of chili con carne left over. So we will be having that tonight. Chili con carne or chili con carne, that's what I call it anyway, with rice and sweet potatoes. So that's what I'm having for my dinner or my early evening lunch. If there's such a thing. Some people say supper. So in the evening you might have your supper, you might have your tea, you might have your evening meal. Tonight we are having chili con carne with rice and sweet potatoes. I can't wait. Chili. When I say chili, I mean this. I will write it down for you. Chili. Chili. Con. I think I spelt that correctly. Chili con carne. It is basically mince meat, normally lamb, with small kidney beans. Have you ever seen kidney beans? Kidney beans look like little kidneys. And also spices. Mr. Steve likes to put a little bit of chili powder in the meal as well. Very nice. What is chili? Chili is a type of spice. It means something that it has a strong or hot flavour. Chili. And tonight we are having chili con carne, or chili con carne, some people call it. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. It's been a long one, hasn't it? I can't believe I've been on for 2.5 hours, standing here in the garden. I can't believe it. Paulo. Hello, Paulo. What do you do for a living? I talk about English, I teach English, but over the years, I've also become very interested in technology. I've become interested in video making, video editing, using a camera, designing sound, and also live streaming. So over the years, I've actually developed many interests. But the English language is what I'm interested in. However, there are many other interests that I've actually developed over the years. And one of them is doing this. So I'm interested in English, but I'm also interested in the technology as well. So all of the technology, all of the creativity is also something I'm interested in. It fascinates me. It is the first time that I've ever seen Mr. Duncan write in the live chat. I often write things in the live chat if I can, because I have something new under here that allows me to easily type. So it's quite good, really. I can just type whatever I want. I can say, hello, lovely students. And English addicts. So there you go, you see, there it is. Hello lovely students and English addicts. So that is something I can do now. It's quite useful, I must say. It is very useful, the fact that I can talk to you, but also the fact that I can also type on the live chat as well. I think that is a very useful thing to be able to do. I will be going soon. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. May I ask about your native place? The place I live at the moment is a small town called Much Wenlock. I can write that down. I like this. This is actually good. I do like the fact that I can now put messages up very easily. Much Wenlock is the place I live in England, and that's where I live. I've lived here in this particular place for around 7 years. It's in the countryside, far away from all of the noise. There you can see behind me. Quite nice, peaceful, tranquil. It is in the countryside. A place that is relaxing, a place that is nice to live in. I am new here, says Enas Mohammed. Hello there. Welcome to my live stream. I will be going soon because I have been on for nearly 2.5 hours talking to you. And the place, the county I live in is called Shropshire. Shropshire. So that is the county, the large area, the boundary where this place is. Is there a place called Few Wenlock? No, there isn't. The reason why this is called Much Wenlock is because there is another place very near to here called Little Wenlock. So this is Much Wenlock, a large town, and nearby there is a place called Little Wenlock. Little Wenlock. It's a very small hamlet. So there are 2 Wenlocks in this area. There are 2 of them. Thanks for your company. I am going in a moment. I'm going to make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve because now it is, oh my goodness, it's 25 to 5 in the afternoon. So we are now approaching evening here in the UK. I hope you've enjoyed this, something different. I will be back with you tomorrow. I'm going to do another live stream. We will have another chat tomorrow. And then, of course, don't forget on Wednesday also, I have my usual English Addict live stream. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for your company. Thank you very much, Mr. Duncan. See everybody next time. Thank you, Vitas. Thank you, Valentina. How long will Steve be working? Steve will finish at around about 5 o'clock. So in around 20 minutes, 25 minutes, Steve will finish. So I can make him a cup of tea. And maybe also we will have a tea cake out here in the garden. Very nice. Thanks, Mr. Duncan, for this interesting live stream. Have a good afternoon. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you very much for your company on this very windy day. It has been windy, and I have been standing underneath my gazebo. You see? I've actually been standing underneath my gazebo for the past hour. And now we are back in the sunlight. Oh, and look, in the distance, the cows are also saying hello. Isn't that nice? The cows are also saying hello. Isn't that lovely? How lovely. Ah. Thanks for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a very interesting day. Something unusual, something different. Sometimes it's nice to do something different. Sometimes it's nice to have a change. See you later. Take care. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me for the past 2.5 hours. I can't believe I've been here for 2.5 hours. Incredible. See you tomorrow. Take care. 2 p.m. UK time. And we will do this again. We will meet up and have a chat. Does that sound good? I hope so. And of course, until tomorrow, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Thank you, Valentina. Thank you also, Grace. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. And of course, ta-ta for now. Oh, hello, cows. We can see you. There they are. Ah. The cows are in the field.